Hey guys, welcome back to the Network Podcast where we go all the way in. We got new claims. Kelseys Bodyguard speaks on the Megan case. I know I got my homegirl coming in, Lizzy, to co-host another episode with me. It's your boy Stack Pack, Media General, Pack Gang CEO, and we're back on the Network Podcast. Today we're reacting to a viral clip that's got the internet in a frenzy. A former bodyguard is allegedly coming forward claiming that Kelseys did it, not Tory. Kelseys did it, not Tory. She was responsible for what happened to Meg. Now listen, the situation has already been one of the most talked about controversial cases in hip hop over the past few years. Court dates, testimony, media narratives, social media debates, and conviction already happened. So when something like this surfaces, the internet explodes over again, and let's break this shit down. I'll be coming in with Lizzy shortly. Let's go.
Fucking me, did everything but break it. Bitches like the liquor these days, can't chase them. Call me when you feeling fun, feeling frustrated. But you just made it. Air Canada flight, yeah, you just made it. Home with the milk in a bag in the basement. So she look like a milk from a bag when I break it all. And let's make it through that Yorkville designer bracelet. I'm trying to see everything sacred, yeah, I'm trying to take it there. I don't want you to go.
Gonna be a crazy show. I can't wait to hear these clips. Let's go.
I don't want you to go.
Welcome back to the Network Podcast, where we go super in, all the way in with the clips. Dope ass podcast guest. I love when new individuals come in, but I got a new clip today that I want to get into. Kelseys Bodyguard is stepping up. Lizzy's gonna be stepping in the studio as well. Let's get to this shit ASAP. Lego.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
Sheesh. Welcome back to the network. Oh my God, I can't wait to chop this shit up because it's like, yo, what's going on? They're saying that he's not guilty. They're saying that they're putting this shit together. I know my homegirl Lizzie's coming back into the studio, but I kind of want to break this shit down. This clip shows a man claiming the insider knowledge, saying that he witnessed things differently than how the public story played out. He's implying that the narrative took over, the wrong narrative, and now immediately the timelines are divided. Some people are saying, see, we told you so, and other people saying, oh my god, this is clout chasing. And some people are asking the real question, why is this coming out now? I got my homegirl Lizzie in here. Lizzie, how do you feel about this clip and what's coming out now?
I just think that it's crazy because, earlier on in the case, it had already been identified that, Tory wasn't the person behind the shootings, and then to find out later that she wasn't even shot, apparently, it's just too much conspiracy going around, and there's something deeper than what it is, because if it really was just one person shooting another person, then it will be clear as day, evidence will be put against them, and boom. But it's still an ongoing topic for something so simple and recognized by the law as a crime. Like,
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Exactly, Lizzie. Now, I want to talk about facts versus viral claims. Let's establish something clearly. A court case that already happened, Lizzie. Evidence was already presented. A verdict was already reached. That's legal reality. Now, when someone comes forward after the fact with a different version of events, that doesn't automatically overturn anything. It becomes a claim, not proof. And in 2026, claims spread faster than facts. How you feel about that, Lizzie?
I do think that claims in 2026 have been spreading more rapidly, obviously than in the past. But I do think sometimes while claims can be baseless, a lot of them do need to be dived in deeper, because those claims that are not baseless could actually present itself as new evidence.
I agree with you as well. I want to talk about this era that we entered into, Lizzie. I feel like we ended the social media courtroom era. We've entered an era where social media acts like the second courtroom. No sworn testimony, no cross-examination, just clips. And the clip is short, emotional, powerful, but viral doesn't mean verified. This is why situations like this, Lizzie, stay messy, because once narratives split, people lock into the version that matches how they already feel. How do you feel about that?
I think that it's all about what exactly people are being shown, what part of it. That's why I think that people should do further research, because like you said, a 15-second or 10-second viral clip really can dictate where people stand, the side that they're going to choose, when in reality there's a lot more to the story. There's a lot more context that we aren't aware of, and we have to be able to figure out, why are we not being made aware of more details? Why are we getting just the broad details?
I wonder what they're hiding, Lizzie, over there now. I want to know why this is so big, Lizzie. This case was never just about one night. It became about loyalty, friendship betrayal, industry politics, protecting women, cancel culture, and public perception. So if someone introduces a new angle, it shakes the entire foundation and what people think they know. Am I correct, Lizzie?
You are correct. In that sense, I do, not to turn the topic away, obviously not, still keeping the whole theory about, let's say, Rock Nation or whatever evidence. Mm-hmm. But you have a powerful duo like Megan and Tory, and it just kind of made me think about Rihanna and Chris Brown, how they were a powerful duo in the music industry, and how, that crashed and burned. And now we have a modern day version of that happening. And then years later, new evidence comes out.
Which is insane. I want to talk about why timing matters too, Lizzie. And here's what I'm asking: why now? If someone had information that could change the direction of this major criminal case, timing matters. Was this information presented in court? Was it investigated, Lizzie, or is this something that surfaced after the dust settled? Because the difference between truth and timing is huge. How do you feel?
I agree, but we have to consider the factors such as NDAs and their expiration dates, if they even have one. We have to think about people being paid off for a certain amount of time, people not being paid off or not even being contacted. They're just too afraid to come up. And then, once you see one person coming up or a group of people coming up, you start to feel more comfortable coming out, telling your side of the story. Mm-hmm. And
like what happened to Diddy.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. There's a lot of stars, or whatever you can talk about, where as people come out, more people come out. Michael Jackson is one of them. A lot of different people. Al Green, I just seen something about that, where his wife finally, from his first wife, came out in 1995 about the story that happened in 1978, I believe.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's insane. Oh my God. So I got Lizzy on the network podcast. We're chopping it up about this Kelseys Bodyguard. Kelseys Bodyguard went viral with a clip. Me and Lizzy are talking about this. And one thing I want to talk about, Lizzy, is one thing about these high profile cases. Once your name is attached to a narrative, it sticks to you. If new information surfaces, people don't easily just change positions. Some people will always believe Tory was wrong, and some people will always believe he was set up. Some people will blame Kelsey. Some people will blame Meg. Some people will question everyone involved, but perception doesn't equal proof. How do you feel about that, Lizzy?
I agree. I definitely think that you have to have solid, concrete evidence to proceed any type of way past what has already been decided. It would have to be very substantial evidence. It has to stand and hold up in court, and people can't break it down. And I think that that's what's happening. Trying to figure out what's real and what's not real, and what can be brought before the judge and what can't be.
Exactly.
So that's not going to happen in a matter of days. That's going to happen in a time of months, possibly a year or two, because it's conspiracy behind it.
Mm-hmm. So let me say this clearly. Serious accusations involving violence are not entertainment. Real people were involved. Real reputations were damaged. Real legal consequences happened. So when we talk about this, me and Lizzy, we have to separate speculation, opinion, and documented court outcomes, because people repeating something just because it's viral can be dangerous. Now, I want to give my closing thoughts. This viral clip doesn't have to automatically rewrite history. If there's real evidence that belongs in the legal setting, not just on social media. Until then, it remains a claim circulating online. And in today's world, claims spread like wildfire, though. It's your boy Stack Pack. You're locked into the network podcast. And I was co-hosting with my homegirl Lizzy today. I want you guys to drop your thoughts respectfully. But do you think new public information should reopen public conversations, or once the court decides it's closed? Pack gang, stay sharp, stay objective. Over to you, Lizzy. Do you have any final words about what's going on here?
So we just live currently in a time of technological advancement, where basically the reason why new claims are presenting themselves more rapidly is because of the advancements in technology. So people are having more access to these resources and are able to dive in a lot quicker for free than the people who are paid to do it. So.
Well, we appreciate you, Lizzy. Thank you for co-hosting on the network podcast, and it's always a pleasure having you up here. Thank you, Lizzy.
You're welcome.